What's up, everybody? I'm Greg Miller, and this is the pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
Beyond to you, Greg.
Beyond to you. Colin, it's been a big year for those New York Jets, but it's also been a big year for that PlayStation 4. It came out, first off, and now we're going to talk about the 5 nominations for PlayStation 4 Game of the Year. Lay them on me. What do you got? 5 of them. Go.
So we have Need for Speed Rivals.
Got it.
We have Resogun.
Yeah, of course.
Assassin's Creed 4.
Of course.
We have Killzone Shadowfall.
Ooh,
and then NBA 2K14.
Ooh, an interesting pick. Well, Colin, let's go through them one by one. Why NBA 2K14?
Well, I think it's the graphical fidelity on this game that's really impressing people. I think that the NBA 2K series, as it were, has been dominating much without any competition, really, for the last few years.
Right.
But NBA Elite, or whatever they're calling it now, is out. It's really bad.
Yeah.
So this game has always just kind of risen to the top. Whether it had competition or not. And I think that this game's really fun. It's deep. It gives people a lot of options.
Yeah.
And people love that basketball.
They love it, and it's fun to play.
Yeah, it is fun to play. I'm a big baller, Greg.
You're a huge ball. Look at this thing right here. You got a ball in your head. Speaking of fun to play, Greg Way, Resogun. Oh, good Lord. Let's talk about some Resogun here.
Resogun is, in my opinion, easily the best game on PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
This is a launch game. It's free for PlayStation Plus still, right this very second.
Even if you don't have PlayStation Plus, or if you don't have PlayStation 4, go on your PlayStation Plus account.
Yeah, just
download
take it off.
now.
Take it off.
Done.
You should be doing that with Vita games, too, if you don't own Vita.
Yeah, one day you will.
But Resogun's great. It's from Housemarque, the guys who do Stardust and Dead Nation and Outland and games of this nature. It's a fun space shooter on a cylinder. It's very challenging. It's score-based and score-driven, leaderboard-driven. Very fun. I bet you can't beat my high score in it.
Okay, great. Let's go. Everybody go look for him. Moriarty-IGN. Find him on the leaderboards. Then talk about Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
So people love Assassin's Creed, and that makes a lot of sense. Some nice open world, historically accurate, not really.
Yeah.
But kind of
close enough.
Yeah,
it's got Leonardo DiCaprio in it.
Does it?
No.
Okay. So this one,
Vinci.
so this one's cool. Like Assassin's Creed 3 was about the American Revolution. This one takes place a little bit beforehand during kind of the New World exploration.
Yeah.
You're in the Caribbean. You're a pirate. You have a lot of ship-to-ship combat, which I think was the best part of AC3. So I think people are really into this. It's on last-gen consoles as well, but I think people really like it.
But you gotta play it on PlayStation 4. That's what I'm
Definitely.
playing. I love it so much. It's beautiful. Using the touchpad for the map, just everything about it. Streaming to Twitch. It's amazing.
That's what you like doing.
I do. I like that stream on Twitch. Game over, Greggy. What do you got for me? What else?
So let's talk about Killzone Shadowfall.
Killzone Shadowfall.
So Killzone comes from Guerrilla, which is a Sony-owned studio. Killzone has been their bread and butter for about 10 years now, believe it or not. And it's a really fun game. I like that it's got open world aspects to it. It's pretty. It's probably the prettiest first.
Incredibly beautiful game.
I think the prettiest next-gen game, period, that that's out right now. I think there's games like Infamous and The Order that are going to maybe be prettier. But really un-Killzone in a lot of ways, which I think is what's so interesting about it.
It's not all muddy. It's not all brown. It's not all red eyes.
Yeah, and I think the online, I'm not like a huge online gamer, but I think that's got really, war zones online on Killzone is like really special. It's very granular. Yeah. You can do whatever you want on it.
Jump in, create your own, share it with the community. They vote it up or vote it down.
It's very cool. So like I think people are down with that game, and it's selling really well because obviously it's a first-person shooter. It's a launch game, and I'm actually most interested to see what the future of that is. But that's for another video.
Another video entirely. And your 5th and final PlayStation 4 Game of the Year pick?
Need for Speed Rivals.
Need for Speed Rivals.
So we settled on this game. This isn't a game that I would personally play. I'm not a huge racing fan.
Sure.
But people love the Need for Speed games because I really think it takes kind of the more simulation aspects of having like real cars and real damage and things of this nature, and combining it with a more open world arcadey feel. Right. I think that's Need for Speed's butter and bread and butter, not just butter.
Just their butter?
Just the butter.
Need for Speed butter.
The bread is maybe the pavement and the road you're driving on. But I like kind of the seamless nature of doing side quests and really traveling around this huge map or whatever. And I know a lot of people in the office are really into this game. And I think it's actually a viable contender for PS4 Game of the Year.
Wow, all right. Well, Colin, thank you so much for your time.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of our PlayStation 4 Game of the Year nominations? Let us know in the comments. Share it with your friends so you can then argue with them about why we're right or wrong. Then make sure you keep coming back to IGN to see what wins PlayStation 4 Game of the Year. Beyond.
Beyond you, Greg.